Hey guys, I just finished watching Most Likely to Die, and I had fun watching it. I can't remember any of the victims' names except for the first one, which was Ashley, but they were so actors. Even Perez Hilton, who was in it. I don't read his website, so I don't have any beef with him, but he did as well of a job as everyone else in the cast, so there's that. They do my favorite thing to hate. Filters. Stop it. Please. If you haven't seen the trailer for this, then I will tell you that it is a slasher movie. The killer wears a cap and gown, and his cap, or mortarboard cap, actually has razors on it, and there's a pretty cool kill involving those razors on his cap. Because this is called Most Likely to Die, and because the killer wears a cap and gown, we pretty much can assume that the killer is most likely someone that they tormented back in high school who's now getting revenge, which I like. I like revenge slasher movies. Like Pumpkinhead, Prom Night. There was a more recent one. Girl House was kind of a semi-revenge. You'd have to watch it to understand the connection, because it wasn't an exact revenge thing, because he didn't kill the people who initially hurt him, but he killed people who reminded him of the people who hurt him. But that was Girl House. But I like slasher movies like that that have that the slasher has a motive, and you can actually halfway identify with the slasher. I like that. I'm glad the slasher movies are making a comeback. I really am, because I'm starting to get really tired of the same haunted house, zombie, outbreak type movies. And I really, paranormal used to be my favorite genre of horror movies, where paranormal and demon type movies, that used to be my favorite, but now it's been done so many times and been done wrong so many times that I don't even want to see it. Same thing with zombie movies. I used to love zombie movies, and then they beat it into the ground with CGI, and I can't anymore. Did you see World War Z? CGI zombies. You might as well made the whole thing a cartoon. Anyways, I want to see more modern slasher movies. I like slasher movies. They really missed an opportunity for a good joke. There was one character who was most likely to eat anything, and it cuts to his sex scene, and he's just having regular sex. I'm like, if he's most likely to eat anything, it should have cut to him with his head under the covers, eating anything. I mean, why would you not do that? That joke almost writes itself. The group of people that are at this cabin house type thing, they discover a murder early on. They discover the first girl that got killed. So that was actually pretty cool, because a lot of times in slasher movies, they don't discover that there's murders going on until at least 4 or 5 people get killed. But in this one, after the very first person was killed, they find her and they know, okay, stuff just went completely left. But they still did some other stupid slasher movie type things. Like, for example, when a character uses a weapon and then immediately discards the weapon they just used. Why would you throw it away? Keep it with you. Use it again. They always do that, no matter what it is. Oh, I just hit the killer with a baseball bat. Guess I don't need this anymore. Okay, moving on. The ending was really different as far as who survives, and I really appreciated that difference. And also the little opening for them to make a sequel without doing a jump scare. I really like that. I enjoyed the fact that they made some changes, so it wasn't a completely by the numbers slasher movie. This movie reminded me of this 1980 slasher movie called Slaughter High. So much so that I would almost say that even though it's not billed as a remake for Slaughter High, there's so much in common. It's a remake of Slaughter High. One character at the end of the movie actually does do something that we all wish all the characters would do in these movies. I won't tell you what it is. You'll know what it is when you see it, but I was like, thank you. Finally someone did something smart in a slasher movie. Who knew? To wrap this up, this was very entertaining. I had fun watching it. There were some great kills, including a very graphic decapitation. And don't expect good acting, because it's a slasher movie. They rarely have good acting, so don't even expect it. This is how you take inspiration from something older, remake it and make it your own without just blatantly ripping it off something that inspires you, but put a twist on it. Like I said, it was very enjoyable. I had fun. Here are my ratings. For scare score, I'm giving it a 1 weak sauce, because slasher movies are not scary to me. They never have been. Even when I was a child, slashers have never been scary to me. Gore score, 3, because it was a little nasty, especially the decapitation. That was real. I like that. And a fun factor of 3 because it was enjoyable to watch, and that's 3 out of 5. I forgot to mention that when I first started doing the scores. My scoring system is on a 0 to 5, so a 3 out of 5 for fun factor. Since I mentioned Slaughter High, I think I'm gonna go and take a look at it right now just for comparison's sake. I saw it a long time ago, and now I want to see it with new eyes, adult eyes, and I will tell you what I thought of it in comparison to Most Likely to Die in just a moment. And I'm back. I just finished watching Slaughter High, and it was very enjoyable. Tonight was a good night. Stares Ice Cubically. Like many 1980s slasher movies, it starts out with teenagers who are clearly 30 years old. That comes with the territory, with the exception of Sleepaway Camp. Sleepaway Camp is one of the few 80s horror movies that used actual teenagers and actual young teenagers, 13, 14-year-old. To me, I think that's what made it better. I don't want to spoil the movie, so I can't even really tell you what happens in the beginning or the end of the movie, so we'll just jump to the middle. What I will say is that the movie starts out when they were in high school, and then it jumps 10 years into the future. So we're going to start with the 10 years into the future, and with this character named Carol, who looks a lot like Vanity from Vanity 6, or from, was she in Purple Rain? I think that was her. Was it Apollonia? I always confuse Vanity and Apollonia. It's almost like they're the same person. Anyway, she looks like them. And there's a scene in her apartment. She's like a famous actress now, and she's supposed to be taking a shower, and the water is just dripping out. Like, it's as if someone is on the other side just pouring water in it from a gallon, and they're not really in the shower. It's probably a set. I just thought that's one of those little things. I'm not nitpicking, I just think it's funny. One of the coolest things about this movie is that there are 10 people, and a lot of times these movies only have 5 to 7 people, so 10 people means 10 kills. I don't know if a lot of people caught this. There were a lot of different slasher movies referenced within this movie. There's one scene where a guy tries to scare his girlfriend, and he says, "Who'd you think I was, Jason?" Obviously a shout out to Friday the 13th. A second time they go into the area where they're gonna have their reunion, and someone says, "It looks like Halloween around here." Second reference. The third time the girls announce that they're gonna go to the bathroom, and one of the guys says, "Watch out for the boogeyman." Another slasher movie reference. I like that. There's probably more, but those are the 3 that I picked up on. One of the most enjoyable things about this movie is that the acting is so bad, it's good. I mean, there's the line reading. I think there's one line where the person says, "Come on, guys, let's party." And they said it just like that. Like, I don't even know whether I could say it as badly as the way they said it, but I tried. For a 1980s movie, the gore effects were on point. I mean, they really did their thing. I'm just so appreciative of good practical effects. There were a few things that were a little bit odd, like why was there a bathtub in the school? I mean, it was not a boarding school. It was meant to be a regular high school, but there was a bathtub in there. Don't know why. Guess just for the purpose of that particular scene. There was also a bedroom in the school. Like, those things made no sense other than we want to do this scene and it requires a bed. After rewatching Slaughter High, I can unequivocally say that Most Likely to Die is a direct remake of Slaughter High. Beat for beat, except for a small change in the ending. Both movies tease a sequel, but with some differences. Slaughter High was every bit as enjoyable as when I first saw it on VHS back in the day when I was a kid. I want to get this movie on DVD. And here are my scores. For my scare score, I'm gonna give it a 1 for weak sauce. It's not scary at all. Like I've said before, slasher movies are not scary to me. My gore score, I am gonna give it a 3 because it is a little nasty. And my fun factor, I'm gonna also give it a 3. It was a good time. Actually, I might give it a 4, 3.5. Fun factor, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 for a fun factor. I had fun watching this. If you like slasher movies, and especially slasher movies with some gore, I would definitely recommend watching Slaughter High. If you plan on watching Most Likely to Die, I would watch that first and then watch Slaughter High, because if you watch Slaughter High first and then watch Most Likely to Die, you may not enjoy Most Likely to Die as much as Slaughterhouse. That's just my opinion. But as I'm going to start saying from now on, just because I enjoyed a movie doesn't mean you won't hate it, and just because I hate a movie doesn't mean you won't enjoy it. You just have to watch it for yourself, or if you've already seen it for yourself, let me know in the comments what you think. Talk to you later.